Hey everyone, Rick here, and I thought I would take a video tour of the town of Stoldark. Now, just not long ago, I did a video run through of my Dwarven Forge dungeon. So think of that. Think of this table, this cover topper. Lift this off, and that dungeon is underneath the town. So at this point, here is the town above, the town of Stoldark. Guys, 3 Kickstarters ago, Dwarven Forge did this city builder system, and I have more than one video on it. I already actually uploaded a video of a city not long ago, so you can take a look at that as well. But I wanted to do an updated one. Tomorrow night's game night. We're going to have a pillage or retake the village scenario. So I decided let's break out the Dwarven Forge because as amazing as Miniature Building Authority buildings are for pre-painted buildings and terrain like that, Dwarven Forge city builder system is so versatile, so modular, and so much room on the inside to get into things. So if you are unaware, the city builder system does this floor, post, and wall system. So these corner posts can be taken in or out, and then you have a wall, double-sided wall. There's actually kind of a rhyme and reason to that as well. One side of it looks really nice. The other side of these walls are going to be damaged. So if you want the building to look a little rough on the outside, you might do one of those. Or if you want it to look new on the outside and rough on the inside, you could do it either way. But either way, they just slide right down in there. And there's 2 different kinds at this time. There's these Tudor walls, but then also these stone walls. And then obviously these roofs go right on top, and it just looks fantastic. There are window inserts, so you'll notice normally the windows are just, they look good. They're just see-through, go-through windows, but you could pop in some curtains, you could pop in some open shutters, you can pop in some closed shutters. You can pop in some iron bars. They have several window openings. But anyway, so let's just take a quick, I always say quick. It's probably not going to be quick. Full disclosure. So in this town, I have 3 entrances. They also came out with this road system. So this is the Imperial Streets set from Dwarven Forge as well. There are several different kinds of street pieces. There are streets with removable grates, so you can get down into the sewers if you want. Then there are, kind of drainage pieces. Then there's these kind of raised stone pieces so the carriages can still get through there. But then the people aren't walking when they cross the street into the mush that might have been dropped by like horses and stuff. So that was really clever. I think Stefan Pokorny picked that up during his international travels. He has done a lot of interesting things with his sculpts. I've seen posts of his where he's taken like ruins, like when he goes to Italy and stuff, and takes little chunks of rock, chunks of ruins, and he will use that and impression that into the clay or whatever material he uses to give an effect like that. And so some of these, like the architecture styles and stuff, he'll pick up from there too. But just overall, it looks amazing. The attention to detail, that is a phrase used whenever you're talking about Dwarven Forge. You are going to talk about the attention to detail, because every nook and cranny, doesn't matter where you look, you are going to see unbelievable amounts of detail. All the doors open, these braziers light up, and yeah, they flicker too. And there are wall pieces with LED torch sconces that will light up. There's tons more LED pieces in their latest Kickstarters. But anyway, so Stoldark, there's one entrance over there, one entrance over here, and then a third entrance on this side. And so when I laid this out, if you look me up on Facebook, can't remember if I posted it on Twitter, but I posted it on Facebook for sure. The way this looked originally was flat. It was just the street pieces and it was just the foundation pieces for the building. So I laid it out where I wanted all the buildings to be, how I wanted the street to go. So you can see it widens and narrows, wider streets, narrow, kind of more alleyways. And it was just kind of a plan layout of how I wanted this to look, what buildings I wanted, which buildings I wanted to be a little bit bigger, but then there's kind of a cluster of smaller buildings around different places where I wanted little marketplaces to be, and where I wanted some of the hubs of the town to be. And of course I had to have an inn. This is definitely not as big of an inn as my last inn in my last city builder video, but it was still pretty awesome. And of course you have to have some kind of government body or building barracks for the guards and whatnot. So anyway, 3 entrances, and then the inside is just amazing. So with Dwarven Forge, a lot of this stuff, and again, all the doors open up and shut. I think they open up both ways. Some of the resin doors, and actually the dungeon doors, will only open and close one way for the most part, but these city builder doors will open up either way. A lot of the interior pieces here are also going to be Dwarven Forge. Some of them are going to be other manufacturers. These walls are really amazing because these are magnetic walls. So not all the walls are magnetic. Most of them are just solid pieces of dwarvenite, but some of these are magnetic. You can see there's a magnet on the back. So there are accessory packs, which are freaking amazing. So you want a little curtain or a banner or a tapestry on your wall. Boom, there you go. The roofs, even the half roofs. These half roofs are awesome because you could do stone exterior with clay tile or Tudor exterior with clay tile. So for example, I want this to be one large Tudor roof. So I put the stone pieces together. But even these half walls are magnetic. So you can do chimneys. Pop that right on there. Then you have magnetic pieces like this. So you can pop those on there to give a look that looks something like this. And the only reason I used 2 half roofs there is because I ran out of roofs. But if you saw my other video, I got a lot more roofs in. So that's just fantastic. But that way it kind of has this beautiful look to the roof. And then here's over here. Some of these pieces are miniature building authority. These bedroom pieces are miniature building authority. And yeah, there's trap doors down there you can get to. If you wanted to go, maybe that's one of the entrances to the dungeon. Who knows? Then there is a little shop over here. 2-story shop up above. Oh, there's a little candle, lockbox, bed. Some guy's looking at scrolls. And then here are the double posts. These are so necessary for lifting off an upper story in one piece. So instead of these buildings over here, which, you lift off the second story like that, and they're one room wide. So then there is the bottom. And then, for example, for a 2-story, there's the stairs. And then here, there are special stair pieces and openings so that you can do that. And the stairs are modular. You can just move those around however you want. Or you could use a ladder there too. I have a ladder there because the roof on this, if you saw my last video, used to be actually a flat roof. It kind of looked like this here with a trap door in it. But ever since I got my roof pack, I had to upgrade those roofs. But anyway, back over here. So yeah, these, instead of having the single posts, one on this side and one on that side, you'd have to lift the second floor off one side at a time. But these double posts not only make it so you have one wall there, but it combines with two pegs, the floors, so you can easily take off that entire second story. And then there you go. Into this shop here, there's some stuff. There's another like curtain that's magnetized to the wall, because yeah, there's magnet stone walls as well. Again, a lot of this stuff is Dwarven Forge scenery, but some of it's miniature building authority scenery, like those library pieces. But there are the stairs, so you just have to make sure to line up the stairs with the stair opening when you put that back on there. And then just pop the roofs on there. Now there are fireplace pieces, and I have put chimneys where there are no fireplaces, but it just looks really cool, right? And there's multiple different kinds of chimneys. So there's kind of this flat top, more squared off rectangular chimney, and then there's these more neater looking chimneys as well. So that was 2 dwellings. This other one's kind of neatly shaped with a lower back and then a higher front. So it's double doors in the front. Lift the roof off up here. It's kind of a storage area up top. And then when you lift the second floor off, down below is an item shop. So they've got their counter there and some wares on the shelf. And then in the back room over there, that is actually their sleeping quarters. So they have their shelves and their beds in there, and you can just pop those back on there. Those again are those 2 half roofs, and probably going to be replacing those with full-size roofs now that I have them. But then that just goes right back on there. And then just some of the little pieces around here. A lot of these people, a lot of the civilians, the villagers, are Dwarven Forge pieces, but a lot of them are also Pathfinder Battles miniatures. And even WizKids. You know, WizKids is the company that makes the miniatures for Pathfinder, but they have also come out with these figures for Agricola. Folks, yes, the Euro game, Agricola, up there in the upper left corner. You can get these individually colored packs of these miniatures. Come on and focus. Where I think there's like 5 figures to a pack, and they're different colored, and WizKids makes these painted as well, and you can use them for Agricola, obviously, or they look like amazing villagers. They just make perfect villager civilians, which is just amazing. Just to go off topic real fast, here's what it looks like. The Agricola miniatures pack, and it comes with extra cards too, so just if you just wanted the cards itself, that's pretty awesome. But still, here's an example of one of the miniature packs. They're all the same sculpts. So again, there's the pumpkin guy and the baby girl. But so there's going to be 5 figures to a pack. Isn't that just amazing? So yeah, WizKids does those. And yeah, there's some more Pathfinder figures. And there's another color. Those are purple. But yeah, so that is just amazing. I just loved them just for the Agricola stuff, but being able to use them in a town like this is awesome too. Just a couple other quick shots in a building. So every building has something in it. The idea here is when I actually play this game, I'm going to take all the people off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sticking some of these civilians inside some of the buildings, because the scenario is that a warlord has basically taken over the town, and people have to come into the town heroes with the remnants of the town guard to rescue the people. So there's going to be like 10 civilians. They just have to move across the town, enter the different buildings, obviously fighting bad guys along the way, and rescue as many as they can. Whereas the players have a choice. They can either do that and be a hero, or they can be a pillager. So they can come in instead of with the remnants of the town guard. They can come in with some bad guys, some vagabonds, mercenaries, and come in, and basically they're here to loot and kill any survivors. So whoever wins the game is going to be the side that has either captured or killed the most civilians or have rescued the most civilians. And then you'll also get extra points for different things you've pillaged or found along the way as well. So there'll be search tables that you'll roll on every time you want to do a search action in a building. So it's going to be very interesting. But anyway, I did this little town crier area with this guy. He has a declaration. This is one of my favorite miniatures. This is actually a miniature building authority guy. And I had him painted by those miniature building authority folks from one of their last castle Kickstarters, which was awesome. Down below this, because there is an area below there, it's just kind of some storage. So there's crates, bags, barrels, that kind of thing down there. And of course, that is just outside of the hustle and bustle of the marketplace. Over here, there is a little dwelling where it's basically just a small residence. And the bedroom there. And then what is this huge, gigantic thing? So inside of this is where like the town guard barracks are, and whoever the official is of the town is in there, but also the jail. So for example, there's the jail, there's the wooden door with kind of the peephole on it so people can keep an eye on what's going on in there. Some, ratty old beds. And then, just to give an example of how it looks inside, we'll just take a couple of those off. So inside there, you'd have, your noble with his like pile of treasure on the table and food and tapestries, and everything's just amazing in there. It's much harder to take off the top of this thing because each of these like crenellation pieces or whatever is individual, unlike a roof. So to get inside there, you'd have to take all those off. But yeah, there's access points and all those. There's offices in there, some storage on this side. This bridge is really cool because then it bridges literally over to there, back over to there, and makes a really neat looking entryway. And then just some other small places over here. Little small place. Oh, she's taking a bath. Sorry. In here, just some more terrain. Some of it's actually from Dungeon Saga, too. The dungeon crawler. There's a small residence there. There is someone carrying something in his house. Have we looked in here yet? It's just another little residence down below. Some stairs and tables and shelving, which is always neat. And of course, these signs are all magnets too. So, okay, is this a house or is it a little shop or something? Well, pop a sign on there. Now it is a shop. Little market, not market, but like a little town square over there with a fountain. Some guy trying to peddle some stuff. Who knows what that could be? Do we look in here yet? Just some more simple residences. I love the horse-drawn carriage. This is from Dwarven Forge. Another look at the marketplace. Those are miniature building authority market stalls, but also these right here are Dwarven Forge. And then, of course, my favorite part of all is this inn. So, top floor is a couple places you can go out on balconies and eat. And then there's some storage up there. So when you lift this off, again, these are those double posts. So this is 3 floors wide. You just lift that off easily, thanks to those double posts. So the second floor here, and again, that's a magnet accessory on the wall. You have the bedrooms. So you have one bedroom there with a door, stairs, and a door over there. So it's a 2-room inn. These things are amazing too. So instead of putting a wall there, because normally you could just put a flat wall there, or there's this piece that slips in where the wall would go, and it's kind of like a flat balcony. Then there's these different balcony, or I can't remember what these are called, gables or something, and you could stick that in there and then put a little roof piece on there. So it's kind of like a little extension. And there's different pieces because that balcony there is also one of those pieces. So there's the modularity is astounding. But anyway, so that's the second floor. That's where all the bedrooms are. Lift that off if I can as carefully as possible. And obviously the first floor is where all the action is. Double doors. Welcome to the inn. It is amazing. You have the check-in desk with the little check-in book there. That's a Dungeon Saga piece. Then you actually have the, bar wenches or whatever you want to call them. And then you have the bartender there on that side. And then over here you have food and revelers. And finally an actual fireplace. And there is the stairs to go up. So there's access points to everything. And that is so important when you are wanting to play a tactical miniatures game with this stuff. You need to have actual access points denoted or something. And with this Dwarven Forge city builder stuff, it's as easy as, oh, well, there's the stairs. And that is where you can go up. So there's the second floor. Here is the third floor. Line up the corners. Make sure that those all look good. And then pop this on here. So, yeah, again, with this whole thing, it is a double top roof. These are the double half roofs, and these are the slate tops, which are amazing, because normally the slate roofs have the stone exteriors like this, but on these halvesies, you can go with the Tudor exterior. There's no such thing right now as a full slate roof with a Tudor exterior, so if you want a look like this, which I love, because this inn has a stone base, so the slate roof at the top there, I think just looks fantastic. But anyway, so folks, that is my Town of Stoldark. Can't wait to play through this tomorrow night, and it's going to be an absolute blast. So, as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.